it's been so long since this just horrific incident occurred. We're approaching the anniversary. For you, as we get closer to the date, like what kind of emotion is going through your head?
I just feel like there's someone out there that knows something. They've probably known all these years. If you know anything, just come forward.
What do you remember about the day he went missing?
The day he went missing, his grandfather, which is my uncle, Elaine's daddy, was at my mother's house. He got the phone call that Justin had not gotten off the school bus and was missing. So I rode back to Somerville with him that day. So I was there whenever the search was going on.
And what do you recall about the search when you were there? And, you know, he went missing March 3rd, 2 days later. Were you out there when they eventually discovered his body? We
were not allowed to participate in the search. The family, his mother's family, was not allowed to go on the property at all. I do remember Elaine getting phone calls. Some of the, I guess, investigators called several times. I assume they were thinking it was parental abduction. They were calling to ask her what she had done with Justin. And her response each time was, "I do not have my son. Will you please find my son?"
And what do you remember about Justin? I know it's been so long ago, but what do you remember about him?
Just a sweet little kid. I mean, he was 4 years old. He's just like any 4-year-old, just lovable.
And, you know, where do you think, you know, this is the biggest cold case here in Berkeley County. What do you think, what went wrong, you think, in this investigation to go so many years later without there ever being an arrest?
I wish I did know. And I don't even know if the sheriff's office can really pinpoint exactly where things went wrong. I know they went in searching for a body or searching for Justin. Everything was trampled on. The camper that he was in had previously been searched according to some of the reports. Then they found him in it 2 days later. So, quite honestly, I don't know.
And, you know, there was this inquest into his death. What did you make of it? Just, did you at any point ever go to the inquest?
No, I did not, but I do know that his stepmom and his dad pled the fifth on a lot of the questions.
And when's the last time have you had any interaction with the stepmother, Pamela, and the father?
I have had no contact with them at all. They left here, they moved to the Upstate. She has changed her name several times.
And for anybody who knows any information about this, I mean, because Berkeley County is a small community, you know, people talk, people know things, whether they say it out openly or keep it to themselves. What message do you want to drive home? I mean, he would have been 32. What's your message to someone who knows something about this case?
The reason we're here is his whole entire immediate family, with the exception of his brother and cousins. They're all gone. They passed away. His grandmother died 3 years ago. She was the last living immediate relative. We're here to take their place. And if you know anything, just call the sheriff's office. I mean, if you were a child at the time and you remember anything, come forward, say something. He was an innocent child. He was brutally murdered. There's got to be somebody that knows something.
Did it also make you angry in the way that his body was just discarded like a piece of trash in that camper, and then whether it happened or not, it kind of gave the illusion that he was also molested?
It's my understanding that he was molested, and yes, that's horrible. I mean, how can a person live with themselves? How can you do that to an innocent child?
And the long rumor was, you know, the big question is, why would you want to do something to this little child? And it's been a rumor around here for years that he knew something that he wasn't supposed to know, and you know, this is ultimately what happened to him. Like, do you know, like, have you guys heard anything as to the reason why somebody would want to do this?
No, I really don't know. The only thing that I do know is anybody that would do this does not deserve to live. There needs to be justice. I can say that as long as Elaine was living, she called that sheriff's office constantly. She was, I mean, weekly calls. Have you had any new information? Are you still keeping this on your mind? Is it fresh? Are you doing anything? And she did that constantly. And as far as I know, they haven't received any calls from his other family. So that's an eye-opener. Mm-hmm. Why would you not call? Why would you not care?